All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to matches. We can watch some matches again, finally. Not many exhibitions going on at the moment, which is weird. I don't know. It felt like last year there was more going on. Like there was more to. I mean, there was more to talk about. But this season, tennis is irrelevant right now, except for in Asia. In Thailand, they're playing. They're doing the Southeast Asia Games. It's like if you're not from Southeast Asia, then it's like the Olympics, right? For Southeast Asian countries. And they've got tennis. Eala's playing for the Philippines. Tjen is also playing for Indonesia. So if they both win today, they'll make the final and they'll play for the gold medal, which is a huge match. We'd be watching that match if it was a normal WTA match, because those two players are very, very two of the up and coming players of the season, right? So yeah, I'm not sure if you're not in a Southeast Asian country, this tournament is impossible to keep up to date with. Yeah, there's so little information online about this event. If you're not from those countries, it's so hard to find any results or anything. But luckily, I've done a lot of digging and I've at least found results, so I know like what the draw looks like and stuff. But in terms of the match going on right now, Tjen's playing right now against Sawangkaew. I pronounced that wrong, but I don't know what's happening. So if anybody in the chat's got that available, what's the score? Because they started an hour and a half ago, about an hour ago. So that match is still going on, and then Eala comes on after that. Eala's also playing mixed doubles, I think, today as well. Or did she play mixed doubles yesterday? Oh no, she's not playing today. Eala's not playing today. Mixed doubles. She's only playing singles. And then I think tomorrow, because they do the bronze medal match, right? Because it's gold, silver, bronze. So the losers of today's matches play in the bronze medal match. The winners play the gold medal match. I don't know if all the finals are tomorrow or if it's the semi-final, the bronze medal tomorrow and then the gold medal on Thursday. So I'm not sure if either way, we'll be back to watch Eala and hopefully Tjen tomorrow and the next day. But I'm not sure what the schedule is, because again, it's so hard to find the schedule. There will be no playoff for bronze. Yes, there is. Why wouldn't there be a playoff for bronze? Who gets the bronze then? They do give bronze medals. Gold medals tomorrow? Oh, okay. How do they determine who gets bronze? Because do they just give it to... just go, you have it. The two losers from the semis. Yeah. Oh, there are two bronze medals winners? So wait, the two losers get the bronze. So two bronze medals are given out. That's interesting. Okay. So that means, that means that the losers of today don't play tomorrow. And then the final is tomorrow? Tjen is starting? I think Tjen has already started. She's already started, right? She's already playing. That's how the Olympics used to do it. Oh, did they? They used to go out 2 bronze medals? That's interesting. Singles final gold medal is 18th of December. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So it's not tomorrow. I think it's on Thursday. And then tomorrow must be the men's, or maybe the doubles finals are tomorrow, maybe? Bronze medal, gold medal matches for doubles maybe tomorrow? Hang on, I know there's a schedule somewhere on the website. It's a shame. I really wanted to watch Tjen because she reminds me so much of Ash Barty, and we haven't watched enough of her, but I just couldn't find anywhere to watch her. All I could find was I couldn't even find Eala's first match. We were going to watch her yesterday, but they weren't showing it anywhere. So, luckily, we're here now. But Thailand are dominating with 145 gold medals. And then Indonesia, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines have 25 medals. So yeah, Thailand are cleaning up, but apparently they're the best anyway. They always seem to. I read somewhere that Thailand have led the medals for like the last couple of Asia Games, not just because they're the home country. Because when you're the home nation, I'm guessing that like you get a spot in every single tournament, like you do at the Olympics. Like the home nation gets one participant in every event, but they don't seem to need it because they've won. They've won almost 3 times more gold medals than the second team, which is insane. Where's the schedule for the tennis? This is not what I was looking for. Oh, here we go. Tennis. There it is. So yeah, so tomorrow is... Oh, no. Oh, okay. So tomorrow is men's singles, doubles, mixed doubles, and women's doubles. And then Thursday is the gold medal match for the doubles for the men and the women's singles. And then on Friday is the singles, mixed doubles, and... Sorry, the men's singles, the women's doubles, and the mixed doubles. Okay. So tomorrow's mixed doubles. And then, so the gold medal match for Eala, if she wins today, and Tjen, if she wins today, that match will be on Thursday, which is great. It'll be in 2 days. Is Kira Sabalenka match still on? Isn't it supposed to be like the 28th? Yeah, but I don't think anybody really is paying it, like giving that much. Does anybody care? I haven't seen one person besides Sabalenka and Kyrgios who are like getting into it, like really into it. Like, there's a lot of people that are totally against it and don't like it and think it's silly. But I don't think there's anybody who's like, this is going to be the greatest event ever. Like, I don't think anybody's really cares that much about it. It's literally an exhibition, like actually an exhibition, right? Like the full sense of the word, exhibition. Like the result does not matter. Not even like for a cultural standpoint, because it's not the same as what it was 50 years ago. I think there's like different rules, like Kyrgios gets one serve or something, or I don't know. They definitely changed. They've made the rules different. But yeah, we'll probably watch it if I can find it, just because what else are we going to do? So we might watch it if I can find where to watch it, but I think the Kyrgios Sabalenka match is kind of. I don't know. Are you interested in it? Let me know in the chat. Are you interested in it? I don't think it's like there's bigger events coming up after Christmas. There's like proper exhibitions with like big names, like, even though that's an exhibition with big names. Billie Jean King discredited the whole thing for no apparent reason. Well, the apparent reason probably was because when she was in part of it, it had a totally different meaning. Look, you don't need me to go to talk about why it's different or what's the difference. It is what it is. I don't think they should call it Battle of the Sexes, because it's not really like, it shouldn't be associated with what happened 50 years ago. That was a totally different, important time. This is an exhibition. It just shares the same name. It has nothing to do with the same thing. This is just a match between the best number one in the world on the women's side and one of the most exciting players on the men's side. One of the most interesting players on the men's side with Keegs. Keegs. I don't think Sabalenka, Kyrgios are going for social change anyway. Like shit. Yeah. It's like, yeah. It's a shame that it's been like kind of linked to that match, because it doesn't have any. The only thing it has that's same is the name, and also it's a man versus a woman. It doesn't really like go. There's documentaries. There's a movie about Billie Jean King back in the 70s. Like, go watch the movie and you can tell that, like, oh, this has nothing to do with that. It's just, yeah, it's just literally just for entertainment. Like this is just and we'll watch it if I can find it. But again, it's no result. The result doesn't matter. And like I said, there's other exhibitions after Christmas that are actually more meaningful because there's matches between players that might meet at the Australian Open. So that's what I'm like. I'm more interested in the exhibitions between like Swiatek and whoever, right? Or if Sabalenka played Sabalenka playing Osaka was more important because that could happen in Melbourne. And we could get an idea of like, what does that look like if they played in the semi-finals of the Australian Open? Kyrgios and Sabalenka are never going to play ever again. And there's nothing. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. If Kyrgios loses, who cares? And if Sabalenka loses, it doesn't matter. Like there's no. They're not going to have a rematch. Or they might. If it's very popular, they might get a rematch. You know what? I'll tell you what. If Kyrgios loses, they'll have a rematch with no abbreviated rules. That's the only way they'll do a rematch if Kyrgios loses. And if it's popular. But again, doesn't matter. The result doesn't really matter. Nole's playing pre-Melbourne tournament. Yeah, I saw that. He's playing Adelaide. Eala and Andreeva playing. Yeah, like those are the matches that are more pique my interest because those are the ones that like are previews into what we could see in a month, right? They're previews into the Australian Open matches, maybe. By the way, we're still waiting to see what's going on. Is anybody in the chat able to watch or tuning into the Tjen semi-final? Because, like I said, it's very hard to find any information on this event if you're not from one of the participating countries. But is anybody who's in one of the countries from Southeast Asia, if you're in the Philippines or if you're in Indonesia or Singapore, if you're in Thailand, does anyone have any sort of score update? Because I don't have any information. There is no information from my end. What's the score? Like, can you give us a score update? That would be really helpful. Tjen's 1-0. Okay. I don't know if I can, because it doesn't even show it really on the website. Do they have a live scoring on the website? No. And there's no information on socials. Tjen match just started? Did it really? I thought it was supposed to start an hour ago. What happened? Was it raining? Did it rain before? Was it raining or something? Yeah, the website doesn't show anything, which is a little bit of a shame. Who you got winning the next gen finals? Look, if you've been here for 2 seconds, you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan. Okay, so apparently Tjen's up a break, so that's good. So she literally just started. Well, look, I had nowhere else to be, so we'll just hang out. I don't even know if I can find where the Tjen match is. Anyways, yeah, I'm not like I don't know if in 2025 if the next gen finals is. I mean, I don't think the next gen finals matters that much. Like for head to head, but for result, like whoever wins it, it does kind of matter. But this year, I feel like is probably this year's next gen finals might be the least interesting because really you've got one guy who people might know, and look, the point is who's the next of the next generation. You're supposed to have players you don't know, so you can figure out who they are. So it's probably. It's not going to be the most watched, but it'd be interesting to see all these new players that nobody's heard of, or not many players have. But Tjen's the only one in the tournament that most people would have heard of because Menchik pulled out, Fonseca pulled out, so those three. It was supposed to be those three, but then you've got a whole bunch of other guys who look maybe one of those guys breaks out in 2 years, and you go, oh, he won the next gen finals in 2025. But I really don't think the next gen finals. The next generation's here. It's Alcaraz and Sinner. We don't need to. I say this every time. The Next Gen Finals was brought in because nobody knew who was gonna precede Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. Everyone's like, these guys are kicking everyone's ass. Who's gonna take over from them? Who is it gonna be? And then they created this event to kind of showcase the best players under 21, because the best players under 21 10 years ago were not winning anything because Federer and Nadal were too good and Djokovic were too good. They weren't letting these young guys do anything. So the Next Gen Finals came in to kind of give everyone an idea of like who's next, like who is the next generation. But we kind of know that now. We've got, the GOATs are gone. Alcaraz is 22. He's 1 year removed from being a next gen according to the next gen rules. We don't need the finals anymore because we know who we know Fonseca, we know Menchik. They're winning big trophies. We don't need to know. We don't really. It doesn't feel like it needs to be a thing anymore. But hey. The only good thing about it this year, I think, is because we don't have any familiar names. Maybe we get a different player winning it, and maybe that way we'll learn something about some of the new guys, right? Some of the guys outside the top 100. I'm really keen not to watch, but to keep an eye on the results of that Norwegian guy, because he's the guy that could be. People have said he's been really good in the challenges, which he has been. I think he's won like a bunch of challenger events. And I can't pronounce his name, so I also want to watch it so I can pronounce his name. The guy from Norway who's Budkov. That's who I want to see what his results are about, because he's been getting a little bit of press lately, like the last couple of months. You guys have been mentioning his name, so. But other than that, I don't really. I mean, look, if Tjen doesn't win it, then something bad happened. Like something went wrong, because he's well and truly the favorite. Isn't the point of that event to learn about new players? It is, but I also think that like we learn about the new players in this year. We learned about Fonseca at the end of last year through the Next Gen Finals, but before that we kind of knew who he was. Menchik. He broke out in Miami. We didn't really need to know. Like the Next Gen Finals didn't really announce Menchik. Tien was announced a little bit at the Next Gen Finals last year, but then it was the Australian Open that showed everybody who he really was. The other, and I couldn't name anyone else who was Feast at the Next Gen Finals. He'd already done stuff before that. Like I don't think the Next Gen Finals needs to be a platform to showcase the best of the next generation, because they're winning on the main tour. They're winning the ATP 250s. They're winning ATP 500s. They don't need to, you know what I mean? Like there's opportunity for young guys to announce themselves on the real tour these days. Whereas back in 2015, 2016, the question was, who's going to take over from Federer, Nadal, Djokovic? Nobody knew. And then they made it, and it was like Medvedev and Zverev and Tsitsipas and those guys and Rublev and Coric. Those are the guys that got promoted through Next Gen, and those guys went on to become sort of, not the same, not the same as Alcaraz Sinner, but they became the next generation, even though they weren't as successful as this generation. But that makes sense. Also, they're not going to Saudi next year because Saudi kind of like dropped them, so I don't even know if it's going to be on next year, because next year they don't have a venue. So they might just be like, you know what, we might not do this anymore. Which, I don't know. I don't know if they need to do it anymore. I think they should put it in the ATP Finals. If you're going to do Next Gen, show off the next generation as like a preview, during the ATP Finals. So then you can show off like the best of the young guys, while we're watching the best of the actual tour, rather than having it in December when nobody gives a shit. Like it's kind of been put on an island, in the middle of December where everybody's watching cricket. Anyone got an update on what's going on with Chen? All I can see is that she broke early. But this match is being delayed because it must have rained. That's the only explanation. It must have rained. It must have rained to be delayed. Because it's supposed to start 25 minutes ago. Or after the Chen match, but the Chen match started late, so I'm guessing that happened. 2-0 Chen first set, thank you. Yeah, they don't have any like results or anything on online, which is a little bit difficult. Well, live scores. I don't have any live scores. Oh, man. And again, I couldn't find if I can find the Chen match, maybe we'll try and watch it because I want to watch it. I think Chen's a very fun player to watch. We watched her a couple of times this year, and she was very like again kind of like Ons Jabeur / Ash Barty, very Ash Barty. Like her and Barty. She even wears the same outfit as Barty. Like she's got the hat. She's got the same outfit. Like if she doesn't say Ash Barty's an influence on her game, who is? Because she couldn't be any more like Ash Barty if she tried. I mean, she's and it's great because we don't have Ash Barty anymore. So having an Ash Barty type is perfect. She can fill that the void that Barty left when she retired. We miss you, Cam. I'm right here. I'm glad we could do something because it was getting a bit. I was sitting around kind of doing nothing the last couple of days. Hasn't been the most. Hasn't been much to do. Even news-wise, like nothing's happened. Like nothing like newsworthy has happened. Serena hinted at coming back, and that was about it. That was about it. It's so hard to find coverage. Thailand, host country, isn't up for international state. So retrogressive. Yeah, I found that too. That like, if the country's not like, you can only watch the match or the event that the country. They're not showing all the tennis. They're just showing like some places are showing tennis from one country. Does that make any sense? Like the only like if Eala's playing Thailand and other unless she's playing a Thai player, which she is, but like other like Singapore are not showing it because they don't have any interest in they don't have an interest in that, right? So it's like it's been really tricky to find. That's why it's hard to find the Chen match because I can't find anywhere that it's showing in Indonesia and I can't find anywhere that's showing in Thailand. So therefore I can't find it at all, which is a bit of a shame. But luckily Eala is playing, so we can at least watch her match. Are you going to the Australian Open next year? Got tickets for the 26th and 19th? Yeah, I'm not going. I got too much going on. I got to do too much before and after the Australian Open to get to go anymore, unfortunately. That fan week or the week before the Australian Open starts already is busy enough, but now that they stack it with events, I can't even go. The Australian Open is 3 weeks long. Yeah. Update with Chen. I don't know. Who's our resident Chen update? 2-1 is she? Okay. I'm still trying to find anything. Anything I can find. By the way, speaking of Chen, she won with Indonesia. They won the team event. So, going through stuff, I've found that you can. They've got like a whole bunch of different types of events. Because obviously the Olympics have tennis, right? So, Oh, have I found? Oh, it's working. Hey, thank you, chat. Hey, chat. We might actually be able to watch this one. Yes, thank you. Thank you to the 3 people in the chat that said that it's on GT or whatever. But yeah, so there's like a team event. There's mixed doubles. There's women's, men's doubles, and then there's women's, men's singles. So the team event's something that the Olympics don't do. But everything else is the same as the Olympics. You know, the general Grand Slam stuff. By the way, apparently Chen's down a break. Chen's up a break, 2-1. All right, we're going to turn this into Chen versus. I can't even pronounce that name. Thailand versus Indonesia, and then we'll roll into the Eala match. Cool. I'm glad we could watch this. Yes, I wanted to watch both these matches. So if you are here for the Eala match, stick around because we are going to be watching Eala straight after this because that was the plan. Yeah, Chen versus Sawangkaew. So somebody has to help me out, please. Somebody help me. All right, sick. Thank you. Thank you guys for helping out. By the way, 2 Thai players in the semi-finals against the 2 big guns of Chen and Eala is pretty huge. That's a pretty big deal. And it's good for them, you know. Like good. I mean, as much as probably most of us want to see Chen versus Eala in the final, having a Thai player in the final would be pretty epic for the event. All right, so if I do that, what time is it? Okay, let's go with that, and then we'll turn this match into Chen versus Sawangkaew. Cool. But yeah, so Chen's already got a gold medal from the team event. So she's already a winner. I don't know if she's in the mixed doubles, but she is in the ladies doubles. I know that. Cool. Did I get that right? Okay, that's all good. Sweet. What a happy accident, chat. What a happy accident. Thank you, everybody who pointed me in the right direction. Cool. And then, yeah, Naklo versus Eala will be next. All right, let me just fix this so that we know what is happening. By the way, Chen's up 2-1. I'll fix the scoreboard in a second. Just need. By the way, a lot of these players are college players. So a lot of the players that you have, like a lot of the lower ranked players from I've noticed this week. Every time I look them up to see who they are. By the way, Sawangkaew has played Sabalenka before, so that's fun. She played her in Beijing this year, so we'll talk about her in a second. Because part of this is also learning new players, how to say names, and learning new players. Also, I think she played at Kalinskaya at some point. Where are we going? All right. All right. Chen's got advantage. She is 2-1 up already. And who knows? Maybe we're going to be watching next year somebody who, one of these players could break out in Australia. Maybe that's not Eala or Tjen, who we already know. And we can be like, hey, we watched them in December, remember? No, Chad, I'll tell you. Don't roast me on the pixelations of the photos. It's all we got. We do the best we can with what we've got. All right. It's still deuce, by the way, for Tjen on serve. And we can talk about what's going on with next week as well, because next week they've got the next, what is it called? World Tennis League is happening next week, but it's not as crazy as it has been in the past. Like, it's not as stacked as it was in the past. It's got, I think, Medvedev's playing and stuff, but it really isn't the same event as it was, 3 years ago when you had Djokovic and Kyrgios and all these guys playing. Sweet. All right. Cool. That's so good. I'm so glad we could watch this. Yeah, Next Gen Finals are happening this week. But again, like I said, Next Gen Finals are one of those events where... hang on. Let me get this right. I think Tjen's up 3-1, right? Whoops. Did I mess that up? No. Sweet. We're good. Everything's great. Tjen's not playing mixed. Okay, fair enough. I think Tjen's up 3-1. I'm pretty sure. Where's the score? Oh, she's up 3-1. That was a long game. Yay! Tennis is kind of back. Kind of. Not really, like, yay. All right, 15-0. I'm going to call, we're going to say Tjen, which is easy to say, and then Sawangkaew. Sawangkaew. Is that how it's said? Sawangkaew, as we get a winner from Tjen. 15-30. 15-30. Who else missed tennis a lot? Yeah. Me. All right. 15-30. Oh, I know the score's broken. I'm sorry. 15-30. As a return. Back into Sawangkaew. Tjen with a slice. Sawangkaew goes down the line and Tjen puts it in the net. It's 30-0. Thank you. Alex might be cooked. By the way, yesterday, so Eala played yesterday. And she was down 3-1 in the first, came back to win 6-3, and then 6-1 in the second. So it wasn't easy for Eala yesterday against somebody who you would expect her to beat. And she did. She ended up beating her, but she was losing in the start. These two are from... Tjen is from Indonesia, and Sawangkaew is from Thailand. All right, Sawangkaew 40-30. Sawa. Okay, we'll call her Sawa. Just because I'm an idiot. All right, Sawa holds. And Tjen has the break. 3-2. Oh, that's good. I'm so glad that we could watch this. What's the bio on? Yeah, what's the bio on Sawangkaew? Let me check. She plays, I think, for Oklahoma. I think I just saw. But like I said, she did play Sabalenka this year. So she's 23 years old. She did hit top 100 this year. She was number 100 in the world back in June. She's currently ranked 240 in the world. So But in June, she hit 100. So she was on the brink of automatic Grand Slam success. So this year she's been 17 wins, 14 losses. She played. Her best result was actually Singapore, where she came through the qualies and made it to the quarterfinals. She lost to Kalinskaya in a 3-setter, but she beat Buksha along the way. She also made it second round of qualies at the Australian Open, second round of qualies at the French. But at Roland Garros, she didn't play after Roland Garros until November. So I don't know what happened there, maybe an injury, but she didn't play the grass, which is actually really sad because she got to 100 in the world, her best ever ranking, when she wasn't playing. So she could have been, she maybe she could have played US Open main draw without qualifying, and that would have been great. She did make the final of a W100 event, and if you want, this is where we bring up my event pyramid. So she did. So see here on the purple side, W100 is the highest level of ITF event. Now, an ITF World Tour event is the third tier of events. So you've got the ATP WTA, which is all the tournaments that we watch throughout the year. Challenger Tour is only consisting of one event for the WTA, and then the ITF Tour is the next. So she won she got to the final of 100, which is huge. That's a huge event for the ITF World Tour. And that's where after that, and that was on a hard court. And after that, she played on some clay court, but then she didn't play for a long time. So she must have. So let me have a look over her career. So she has played Sabalenka, but she played her last year in Beijing, and she lost in straights, 4-1. She played Kalinskaya this year, lost in 3. That's her second highest opponent. And then her best win though was against 44 in the world Yuan in Guangzhou in October of 24. So she has got a top 100 win. In fact, she's got 3 top 100 wins. She's beaten Bronzetti, she's beaten Fruhvirtova, and she's beaten Yuan. So she's got a couple of top 100 wins, which is good. Like I said, I think either played college tennis or is currently in college tennis. I think she must have graduated because she would have for Oklahoma State. She's 23, so she must have done that, and now she's playing tennis 100%, right? Yeah, she attended Oklahoma State University from 21 to 22. And then in 23, she went, 24, her WTA debut. So she played college tennis for a couple of years for the Oklahoma State, who are the, what's their cool name? The Cowboys and Girls? Is that what it's called? Is that what they're known as? Where are the Americans? Eala clear favorite for this tournament? I don't know. I think Chen might be the favorite, to be honest. I think Chen might be the favorite to win. Even though Eala is the number one, Chen's dangerous. But Chen's losing right now. 15-30. There's Chen with a forehand. Into the forehand of Sawa. Volley from Chen is too good. That is so crispy. You wait until Chen plays against a top 20 player in Australia. We're going to all know, because chat, we are hardcore tennis fans. So we're going to walk into a match where we see like Raducanu versus Chen, and we're going to go, this is bad for Raducanu. And everyone's going to go, no, it's not. Raducanu just won the WTA final. She'd never lose. Raducanu's second round against Chen would be a nightmare for Raducanu. Chen is so crafty. And against somebody like Raducanu, who, if you can just defend well, you can defend her serve and make her move, Chen could beat someone like Raducanu. That could be dangerous. Or Anisimova. I mean, that could be a real pain. Anyways, good drop shot from Chen. And it's 40-30. But yeah, we all know that Chen, we've been watching Chen, at least keeping an eye on her for at least the last 6 months. And she is going to be a problem for players that are going to underestimate her, which is going to be a lot of players because they won't have heard of her. And fans who haven't heard of her. All right, 40-30. You look like Michael Bublé. Well, Merry Christmas to you too. 40-30. I'll take it. Could be worse. All right, return is a winner by Sawa. Okay, we get the deuce. Sawa is dangerous. We get the deuce. We got Eala coming up next after this match. All right. All right. There's Chen with a good serve. And came to that. I love Chen's forehand is what it look like. That's Barty's forehand. That is a Barty-esque forehand. Like the forehand of Chen is how, like that is looks like Barty. Like she hits it so like with such like her footwork is Barty. Like how she dances around and hits the ball. It just like glides around. That's the like that looks like Barty. Like the forehand for sure. As that goes the net from Chen on the forehand. Good return from Sawa, and it's back to deuce. Spot on. They go by Cowboys. Okay. There we go. All right, back to deuce. By the way, don't forget to sub if you haven't already. I'm glad we could do this event, or at least part of this event. And like I said, hopefully if we do get a Chen Eala final, that would be a banger tomorrow. Or in a couple of days. The absolute banger final. Two players, like two of the best from this area in Southeast Asia. We've got a forehand winner there from Sawa. Okay. Advantage Sawa to get back on serve. And I mean, when we were watching Eala rise up in the last couple of, probably 6 months, a lot of people were saying, watch out for Chen. And then Chen started to become a bit more of a mainstream WTA name. So it's fun to see them both. Chen's a little bit older, which is probably why she maybe didn't get as much. And she also didn't have the sort of the run that Eala had. But Chen's just got as many fans watching her every day as Eala does, right? So Indonesia and the Philippines getting into the tennis world is awesome. As we go back to deuce. And someone who's just been to Indonesia, which was great. I didn't see much. Like maybe it hasn't quite, like tennis hasn't quite hit Indonesia mainstream yet, but I'm sure if I asked about Chen in Indonesia, that people would have said, I know who that is. Like she's definitely got to be a name that people know. Because I think she's one of the only players from Indonesia in the top 100 ever. She's got to be, right? All right, back to deuce. Now she double faults Chen, and we have advantage Sawa. Advantage Sawa. To take back the break. And then after this, like I said, if Chen and Eala lose, then I don't know if we'll watch the final. But probably not going to watch next gen finals now that Menchik's gone. Like I said last week, we'll probably watch Menchik Tjen if it happens, but I just don't have that much interest in watching it. One, mainly because it's on at like 3 a.m. my time, and it's the off season. It's brutal. That's a brutal time to get up on in December. And as we just slice now from Chen, the slice of Sawa. Chen runs around a forehand, hits it off the tape into the forehand of Sawa. As Chen on the forehand goes in the net. We got back on serve. All right, Sawa breaks. She is. I tell you, Sawa is pumped up. This is what's so fun about these events, right? This is international competition, right? This is pride for your country. Like, this is huge. The Olympics is that too. Davis Cup. I mean, this is like the energy of these players and the expectation and the pressure is Davis Cup like, right? Or Billie Jean King Cup or Olympic pressure, right? That's what this is. Like, Sawa's, not to mention she's playing at home, so like, win a medal at home. I mean, that's huge too, right? But like sometimes in these kind of events, it doesn't matter who's the higher ranked player. It doesn't matter who's got more experience, because the team aspect just brings out the best. I mean, we see it with Davis Cup, right? We see it in team events. When you're playing for something bigger than yourself. Tjen, by the way, is struggling physically. She has got the doctor out. Tjen is in trouble. She is physically not able to handle these conditions. She is struggling out there. It is hot out there. Tjen's got the doctor out. 3-all. It is physical. Yeah, Sawa's a strong player. Let me have a look at who they both played before this. So Sawa came in here as the number 3 seed, so she's no slouch. Number 3. She won her first match in straights and her second match in straights. Oh, pardon me. So she took out the player from Laos, Puthuma, in straight sets, 2-2, and she beat the Singapore player Desvignes. I've definitely butchered that. In straight sets as well. So she won both matches in straight sets. Tjen took out Milliam, the Philippines player, in the second round. She got a bye in the first round. So yeah. And remember, Tjen did play the team event last week and won that event for Indonesia. So she's already been playing, 4 or 5 days already. I don't know if Sawa played last week for Thailand. I'm sure she did in the team event. But Tjen played and won the team event. So she's played a lot more matches. And it looks hot out there. Like, I am sweating and I'm not even... It's actually nice in my house today. Yeah. So it is brutal out there. No one's sitting in the sun. Everyone's sitting in the shade. But Tjen is struggling. Also, maybe... You know what? Actually, I don't know if it's a medical timeout or if maybe it's a heat delay. Maybe the players after like 6 games are like, go sit down for 5 minutes. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe they have a rule. I don't know. It looks hot out there though. But Tjen looks like tough. Like she looks like she's struggling. Humidity would be there too. Yeah, true. I mean, I went to Indonesia 2 weeks ago. It was hot as it was so humid. It was you were sweating just walking. Yeah, Tjen's got I don't think Sawa's got a doctor, so or got someone. Yeah, I think Tjen is getting a medical timeout. I think she is struggling. She needs treatment. By the way, Tjen is in the main draw of the Australian Open. She made the cut. Sawa's going to be playing probably qualies, you would say. But Tjen being the number 54 in the world. So funny. Eala's 53, Tjen's 54. Like, they are neck and neck. Yeah, trainer's coming out for Tjen. So she'll be playing main draw Australian Open, which is great. Doesn't need to qualify, whereas 12 months ago she did. But Eala will be as well. It'll be really fun. And I mean, at this stage, who knows if they're going to play each other tomorrow or in 2 days' time in the final. But it would be fun to see them play, because I think there's a lot of players from Asia, like China, Japan, the big Asian countries, but the Southeast Asian countries, it's Eala and Tjen are the front runners, right? They are the two representing Southeast Asia, Whereas Zhang and Osaka, they're representing sort of the north part of Asia, right? Yeah, there's like 5 people coming out here to... they got a whole team of doctors coming out here to help Tjen. Oh yeah, Tjen, very scary in early rounds. Very scary. Like I said earlier, if Tjen played against like Raducanu or even like Anisimova, and the thing with Anisimova, right? She's had a great year. Next year is going to be really tough because she's going to have to back it up. But more so, as we saw this at the WTA finals a little bit too, when the expectations on Anisimova to win, or when people are expecting her, like picking her to win, and she has that pressure, she doesn't seem to play as well. So if she was to play someone like Tjen in a second round and everyone's thinking, Anisimova's the favourite to win the Australian Open or one of the favourites, she won't lose to the 50 in the world from Indonesia. That's a match that she could lose. Like, that's a match that could be very dangerous. And the way that Tjen plays can counteract that kind of aggressive baseliner that, Raducanu or Anisimova, play like. I think if she played Swiatek could probably get her. I don't think Swiatek would lose to Tjen, but Tjen could beat a big power hitter with her game because she's got a good contrast, right? She's got good defense, great slice. She can come to the net. She's got, as long as she can get the serve back, she could really cause a problem for those big hitters. Because those big hitters, if Chen's getting the good defense, those big hitters are going to overhit after 2 or 3 shots because it's not going through like it would usually, right? So Chen's someone who could match up well against one of those players. Or someone like Andreeva, right? I mean, Tjen could frustrate Andreeva or someone like that, So yeah, Tjen could be a very big problem for a top. She could cause a top 10 upset if she gets the chance. Sawa has the crowd support. True. Yeah, so there is a medical timeout for Tjen right now. She's got about 3 doctors on the court. She's getting her blood pressure checked. It is hot out there. I don't know what the temperature is exactly, but it is humid and hot. And there are a lot of doctors on the court, so and they're talking. There's more and more doctors. Like, more people are bringing bags. There's a lot of doctors out there. But it is a tough day to play tennis. Eala's playing in Macau. Will you cover it? I mean, if I can find it, yeah. We'll watch matches. Like, all the exhibitions after Christmas, if I can find them, we'll watch them. It's just hard to find exhibition matches because they don't broadcast them everywhere. But if they broadcast them, I'll look for them and we'll watch them. This year is different because last year the tennis season started on the 27th of December. This year it starts next year. So we've got an extra week of tennis, no tennis. So I'm going to be, after Christmas, we're going to be craving tennis. Like, we're going to watch it. All right, Chen's back on the court, but let's see for how long. She is struggling. There are not that many people in the stands because most of the stands are in the sun. So even the fans are like, yeah, we're not going to sit in the sun. That's brutal. Hair's looking good, thank you. I finally got a haircut. And Sawa, by the way, credit to her, she is pumped up. She just got the break back and she is fired. Chat, we might have to remember the name. First, I have to figure out how to say it. But Sawa is dangerous. Like, she has got like a intensity about her, and I like that. That's fun. She is. I mean, I know she's playing for her country against like a better player, and she's the underdog, and but she has that. She's got that dog in her. She can see that Chen's struggling physically, and she's like jumping around like she's just walked out on the court and she's fresh. She's in Chen's head. You know what I mean? She is scary. She has a rough name. I can't say it. That's why we're calling her Sawa, because we're gonna get there eventually. We're learning it in half. We learn Sawa, and then if she makes the final, we'll figure it out the second half. Unless someone from Thailand can give me the pronunciation, and she hits another good serve. But I love her energy right now. Like, this is great to see. This is such a Leighton move. Like, Leighton would be like, if his opponent was physically struggling, he would be jumping around like, what are you talking about? This is like the best time ever. Like, she's got that kind of like she's looking at Tjen going, oh, you're struggling, are you? All right, well, I'm going to show. And then she'll just start like jumping around. I'm like, she's messing with her mind. 40-15. She's playing those mind games. All right, Sawa serves a fault, second serve. Well, she is revved up. It's like a shark smelling blood. Like, that's what it is. She's like, she can smell that, like, if she just gets a couple more games, Tjen might just throw in the towel because it's too hot and too crazy. Double fault, though, 40-30. Sawangkaew. Sawangkaew? Is that how you say it? Sawangkaew. Tjen versus the Eala final would be banger. It would be, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Because Tjen doesn't look... I mean, not just this, but Eala also is going to have if she has a physical match, it could be tough for her in these conditions. And if Sawa beats Tjen, even though she was up 40-11, she's just given away 3 points in a row, Eala would have her hands full with Sawa. Sawa's looking dangerous, especially if it's a hot physical day like it is right now. It could be. I know Ayala's physically she doesn't struggle that much, but I mean, you're playing if you're if you're not ready, it could get ugly. And Chen's finding that out right now because she was cruising for a bit, but it's been a long physical start to the match. Advantage Sawa. I mean, Bangkok is too hot. Yeah. So also a little bit of history around this. Apparently, there was supposed to be 3 host cities. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 3 host cities, but because of as Sawa holds and gets a 4-3, or did she know? What happened? That ball was out. Yeah, that ball was out. Sawa won the point. How did that... Sawa didn't win the game. They don't have Hawkeye here because... I don't know why. Okay, it's back to deuce. But apparently because of the floods in November, one of the host cities was unavailable, so they've now pushed everything into one city, I think. Or maybe it's 2 cities. Like Bangkok and I think maybe one other city hosting it now. Whereas before it was supposed to be like throughout Thailand. But now, because of the rain, the weather, they had to stack it into one city, I think. Is that right? Is it 1 or 2 cities? Now Sawa holds. All right, took her an extra couple of points, but she holds. Was it 2 cities now or 1? All right. By the way, Sawa is looking fresh. She is not bothered whatsoever. By the way, 23-year-old. So they're both 23. Having a look at Sawa's record here. So she played college tennis. We talked about that. She did play ITF junior tennis as well and made it to the quarterfinals of the Australian Open Girls in 2019. So 2019 Girls Australian Open, she made it to the quarterfinals. And I'll tell you who she lost to because I'll tell you who won the tournament, and all familiar names. So she lost to Snuyor, who then lost to Towson. But in that tournament, Fernandez and Sun made the quarterfinals as well. The final was between Towson and Fernandez, which we all know who they are. So she did pretty well to get to that stage. Did she beat anyone big along the way? She was number 5 seed too, so she was pretty good junior. Other players that played that event that you might have heard of before because now they're all 6 years removed. They're all in the main. Some of them are in the main tour. So Zhang was the number 2 seed, lost in the second round. Lulu Sun was the number 7 seed. She made the quarterfinals. They both lost to the same person. Fernandez was number 4 seed. She made the final. Who else is there? Any other familiar names? Raducanu was the 16th seed, lost in the first round of that. And Towson was the number 1 seed, won the whole thing. So that's who, and she was number 5 seed, Sawa. So, she was around Fernandez and Towson and all these players that we all watch now at the top of the game. Sawa was in that class, if you want to call it that, that generation. Like that was her, they were her competitors back in the junior days. So she came up playing all those players. Playing all the players that we sort of, Towson had a breakout this year. Fernandez has been around for a couple of years. Sun had her breakout last year, right? Obviously, we know a lot about Raducanu, right? Sawa is, she was amongst that group. And not just amongst it, but like one of the top players, one of the top 10 players of that generation, which is fun. Let me have a look if she played any more junior. So she played all the qualifiers she hasn't made a main draw of a slam yet. Currently ranked outside the top 200, but she was 100 in the world in June. She won 3 ITF events, which are the smaller events. She did make the final of a challenger event in February in Mumbai. She lost to Teichmann. So she has made a challenger final, which is great. She made a final in Japan in April, which was a W100, which again, like I said, is one of the best events outside of this. One of the best events in the ITF World Tour. Let me have a look at her junior record. Let's see if she played anyone else that we might be familiar with. Love 15. As Chen says, default second serve. Because seems like she was a very established junior. She was a very competent junior player. And now she's got love 30. Here's a chance to get the break here. Remember, she was down 3-1. It'd be a good turnaround. So Sawa played the last junior event she played was the US Open 2019. But yeah, Australian Open quarterfinals, junior quarterfinals back in 2019 as well. She lost first round Wimbledon back in 2019 juniors. And she hits a return now to the slice of Chen. Backhand from Sawa to the slice of Chen again. Sawa backhand. Chen runs around, hits a forehand inside out. That's a good shot to the backhand of Sawa. As Chen with the forehand cross court off the tape. Sawa gets it. Again to the forehand of Chen. Chen hits it wide. Yeah, Chen spraying the ball. So no wonder Sawa has got this energy, because she is, we might not have seen her before today, but she is a player. She is a very accomplished junior. She won a few titles back in 2018 in the juniors as well. I'm just trying to see if she played any names of note. Love 40. Any other names of note? Did she beat one of those players back in the day? Like a Zhang or someone back in the day, as that goes out in the return. And it's 15-40. Chen's in big trouble here. And if you're just joining us, Chen was also physically had a medical timeout in the 3-all. So Sawa also lost to Towson back in Wimbledon 2018 juniors, which I think was the Swiatek. Did Swiatek win the juniors in 2018? Was that Swiatek's junior slam? Or was that 2019? As we're going to slice down the line of the forehand of Chen, Sawa's got Chen running. There's Chen with a forehand on the stretch. Goes down the line. It's a great shot. Sawa gets it back with a slice, but it's in the net. It's 30-40. Chen saved 2. Who else is there? Any other names? Oh, yeah. So she did beat Zhang in a junior event back in 2017. She took out Zhang in the semis. So there you go. That's a good win. Who else is there? Anyone else that I can see? Any other names? 2016. Did she face Coco or anything? That would be interesting. Doesn't look like it. All right, 30-40. By the way, Chen is sitting on the sidelines in the shade. So she is feeling this heat. So yeah, she had beat Zhang in the juniors, which is a good solid win. All right, 30-40. Yeah, Chen's just sitting on the sidelines in the shade. I don't know why. What we're waiting for? Maybe Sawa's changing her shoes. No, this tournament's not worth points, but you do get medals. It's worth medals. You get gold, silver, and bronze medals. And we got Eala coming up after this. Straight after this. All right. 30-40, still break point for Sawa. She hits a return to the forehand of Chen. Sawa backhand. It's Chen unleashing forehands. Sawa, the forehand on the stretch, goes in the net, and Chen gets to deuce. And forehand saving her. All right. But yeah, you don't get points for this. I've been to the thrift. I went to the thrift today, and I found 2 massive speakers for $6, which I haven't tested yet, but hopefully they work. They can fit in my CD player. And I bought a bunch of DVDs today too. found a bunch of movies, so that's fun. All right, deuce. Tjen serves a second serve ace. All right. Advantage Tjen to level. Hey, Snow, thank you for the $2 super sticker. Appreciate that. Yeah, Eala plays after this. So she'll play after this. And this is a best of 3, so we've already been out here for probably about 45 minutes. We're going to be here for a while. As Tjen serves again. The backhand of Sawa as Tjen goes down the line with the forehand. Sawa gets back. Tjen forehand comes to the net. Backhand from Sawa. Volley from Tjen. And Sawa can't get it. And Tjen holds from love 40 down. Tjen is tough. She is battling out there. CD or DVD? I have a CD player and I bought a bunch of DVDs. What did I buy? I can't remember. Ah, 4-0. All right. So 15 love, good serve. Is swimming in the Asian Games? Yeah, I think most events are. Most Olympic events are in the Southeast Asia Games. All right, 30 love Sawa. Sawa is definitely the stronger physically of the two. Like she is not worried by these conditions. Ah, 30 love. As the return goes the backhand of Sawa. Forehand from Tjen goes long, and it's 40 love. $40 love. As the return goes the slice of Tjen. Tjen in the net. Man, that was a tired slice. 5-4. Sawa. Yeah, Tjen's tired. She is tired. All right. 5-4 to Sawa. All right. Yeah, so I heard this movie's really messed up, so I'm like, oh well, let's watch it. So the others, I think I've seen this, but I just had to get it anyway. Frequency. I think it's like a time traveling movie. I don't know. Then I got this movie called The American with George Clooney. Never heard of it, so I got it. Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. I think I heard this. Is this is this the best Norm Macdonald movie, or there's a better one? Isn't there a better one? I don't know. It's one of them. Norm Macdonald's hilarious though. The Magnificent Seven, which has got Steve McQueen in it. And then I got this movie, Holmes and Watson, which I've seen so many clips of, but I've never watched it. So I'm like, well. And then LA Confidential, again, another movie that I've heard is good and I haven't seen it. Never heard of this one, Mad Dog and Glory, but it's got Bill Murray and Robert De Niro and Uma Thurman. So I'm like, okay, that's a random. I've never heard of this movie ever, but it looks weird and probably is bad, but we'll watch it anyway. Prom Night, which is apparently scary. The Godfather, which I've never seen, so I thought I'd get it. And then I got American Pickers, which is just a fun put on the background and watch it anyway. And then Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I've seen parts of, but I haven't seen the whole thing. So that was on my list, and I've got that one too. So good, successful day at the Thrift. All right. Chen serving to stay in the set. She loses the first point, love 15. Remember, she was down love 40 in the last game. Never seen The Godfather? No, I haven't. I was waiting to find the trilogy in one pack, but I couldn't find it. So I'm like, I'll just get one. I'll just get the first one, watch it. Yeah, it's probably that's probably the most famous movie I've never seen. It's not that I don't want to see it. It's just that I just haven't got around to it. All right, love 15. Chen trying to survive in this set. Now, I don't think Chen's would retire from this match unless it was dangerous to play, right? Like if she was physically if she fainted, if it came to that point where she looked like she was going to pass out, then she might retire. But it's so hard in an event like this when Chen hits it wide, love 30. It's so hard because you're like, this is such a different event to just a WTA event where you cannot play it. You can play next week, right? You can't play the Southeast Asia game next week. You can't play for Indonesia next week, right? So it's such a hard thing she's probably thinking about. She's probably thinking, well, do I push myself, but how far? Or do I not risk getting injured? There's just so many things she's probably thinking about. You can't really throw in the towel though, unless pride for playing for your country is huge for all these players playing this event. As that goes out by Chen, it's love 40. So I don't think Chen would do that. I don't think anyone in this tournament would do that unless they necessarily had to do it. There was no chance. There was a serious risk of danger, right? It was too dangerous to play. You're gonna play, but you're dizzy and you lose. That's the only reason that anybody I think would consider not playing or retiring one of these matches, right? So I don't think Chen's going to do that. I think she's going to play until to the end. She's going to push till the end. Anyways, love 40. She could down set points now. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Wow. Oh, wait, no, hang on. It was the first serve fault. Stop, everybody. Stop cheering. Second serve. It must be a let. Sorry, wait. It's still set point. As Sawa returns into the forehand of Chen. Sawa with the forehand again. The forehand of Chen. Into the forehand of Sawa. Goes down the line of the backhand slice of Chen. She hits a drop shot in the net. There it is. Now we got the set. All right. It was just one. 6-4. 6-4. First set goes to Sawa. She was down 3-1. She comes back and she wins 5 of the next 6 games. Complete trilogy. The Godfather runs for 10 hours. Well, yeah. That's why I didn't get the whole... That's why I've not watched it. Hey, Brent. Thank you for the 27 months. When did I update the layout? I haven't updated anything. It's been like this. All right. Sawa takes the first. This has turned out to be an upset because Sawa is not... She's number 3 seed, but she's not in the same league as Chen or Eala. Chen and Eala are top 50, top 100, right? They're near the top 50. Sawa is outside the top 200, so there's a big drop-off between 2 and 3 seeds. But like I said, sometimes that doesn't matter. Not in these events. Doesn't matter what your ranking is in these events. Because these players are all fired up, but also the pressure for the top players who are expected to win, like Chen, who I think also, correct me again if I'm wrong, but I think she's the defending champion of this medal. 2 years ago, she won this gold medal at the last Southeast Asia Games in the singles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read that somewhere that she is also the defending gold medalist here. Which comes with its own pressure because she's done it before. The country's depending on her to do it again, or at least hoping that she does it again. Let me double check that. I want to make sure I get that right. And I think Eala won bronze last time, in the last games in Cambodia. I think I read that right. Vietnam, by the way, won last year. Oh, Chen's retired! She did retire! Wow. It just shows how hot it is out there. Chen retires. God, that's brutal, man. It looked dangerous for her out there, though. You can't hate on her for that. Sawa's in the final. Chen will get a bronze. You missed 47 months earlier? Sorry, thank you for 47 months. It's not showing up on my screen, so I can't see it. I only see it when I'm looking at the chat for 2 seconds. Sawa wins. Wow, that's such a shame for Chen. What a tough... Like I said, not an easy decision to make. Deb, thank you for 47 months. That is something that you can't... Like, I mean, even Sawa's like... She knows, like, man, that sucks. That sucks to have to retire in an Olympic style, in an Olympic match. She's going to have to wait 2 years to play for Indonesia in this event, next. So that sucks. But she looked so exhausted in the middle of that set, and it looked like she wasn't even going to make it through the set. But Sawa, I tell you, she has got some game because she looks fresh and she was intense. As soon as Chen looked like she was fatiguing, Sawa kicked it up a notch. She was like, "Let's go. I'll run. We just got started on this marathon. What are you doing?" And I'll tell you, if Eala does win the next match, Sawa has got... she's going to be dangerous, man. She's going to be so dangerous. But that's a shame for Chen. That's a shame. Chen did win a gold medal already, and she also is in the doubles, I think. So there's still a chance she could win doubles in doubles gold. But yeah, I mean, that's brutal. That's not fun. Retiring from an event this important for that's brutal. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, now Eala is coming up, so we are going to kickstart the Eala match. So jump on over here. Yeah, Chen has played a lot of tennis this week, but today looks like even super hot. So no surprise. All right, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, but Sawa's in the final. She's going to take on the winner of our next match between Eala and Naklo. And hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, we'll see what happens next.